Hello everybody and welcome back. If you're new, my name is Haley and this is my channel At Home with Haley. We've got a quick little 15-minute lunch break straighten up that we're doing today. So I'm just showing you around my living room and my kitchen. I do work from home, so I work full-time. I'm a full-time working mom. So I do work from home though, so I can kind of take my lunch breaks or break here and there to get a few things done throughout the day if needed. I do like to straighten up in the evening, but a lot of times during the morning, things get messy again. So you can see there's some cat and dog food on the floor. They've made a mess. Just some cloths sitting around, dishes in the sink. So we're going to get this taken care of and just showing you guys how you don't have to think that when you're cleaning you have to get every single thing in your house clean at once. Take the time, take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you've got, and do something. So cleaning a few little things each day is really going to keep your house from becoming really ever a disaster. I know people have different schedules and everyone doesn't have the luxury to work from home, so I understand that. But this could be your, after work 10 to 15 minute straighten up before you cook or before you take the kids to their practices or games or whatever. Just finding just those few minutes to make things a little bit neater so that it helps you later not to have such a big disaster. So starting with dishes, I feel like in your kitchen, if you can deal with your dishes, wipe your counters off, and sweep your floor, your kitchen is always going to look, decent. There's other things you can do to declutter your countertops. So like here you see, I've been using my crock pot a lot. So you see that on my counter, and I don't always leave it there. So if I really wanted my kitchen to look nice one day, like say we were having a gathering and I really wanted to clean up, I would get a lot of things off my counter that maybe I typically leave there during a normal week. I would try to declutter a lot of things, but just for day to day, taking care of those dishes in the sink, wiping your counters and cleaning that floor will make it a lot better. So I did do some dishes last night after dinner, or the night before this after dinner, but this one pan, I think someone was at the sink when I was getting ready to wash it, so I just walked away and did something else and then forgot to come back to it. So it just had biscuits on it. It wasn't super dirty, so it just took a second to wash that off. But then I have some things that I had washed the night before that I need to put away before I can set this over to dry. So I'm going to get those put away and clear this area off. When I'm done, I'm going to have some more things sitting in that area that are drying, and that's okay. It's not the point to make this room look perfect. It's just to have progress so that, the things that are dry are getting put away. Things that I wash now will be sitting and drying. So I really have come to terms with that. Your house is not always going to look perfect. Pinterest is not reality. We live here, and it's more important that this house function for us and that we're able to live comfortably here than for it to be picture perfect all the time. Now, I don't like for it to be dirty. I don't like being in a space that is cluttered. So it just makes me feel better to have it cleaned up. But I haven't always been that way. My husband was reminding me the other day that often when we first got married, our bedroom would be a total wreck. So I haven't always been that way. Okay, here just showing you guys, people drink the last of something and then just leave it sitting. And I'm not wasting that water. I'm pouring it in the dog bowl. So if I ever do find bottled waters sitting around, I try not to waste them. I pour them in one of the pet bowls. So I've got a few other things here that need to be washed by hand that I can't put in the dishwasher. So gonna get those cleaned up. And if you notice, there's a baby bottle drying rack there. So since my last video, my son and his girlfriend had a baby girl, and they are living with us for, you know, we think maybe the first year of the baby's life. So we have a baby in the house, and some of my kids have moved their rooms around to make room so that the baby has a room, and my son and his girlfriend have a room right next to each other. But we're loving having her here, and there's always going to be bottles sitting out, either ready to be washed or drying off. So you'll see those if I show my kitchen in upcoming videos. You'll see those there. I don't want to give their names or anything, but that is a change since the last time I made a video. Alright, so just getting these cleared out. And yeah, I do just want to say, you know, don't beat yourself up if your kitchen is dirtier than it, you know, it's going to take you longer than 15 minutes to get it straight. Take the time to do it when you can, but like I said, the quick, you know, straighten up. And then I do like to just, if I've just washed some dishes, just rinse out the sink. If you do it each time, it never gets, you know, bad or caked up with a ton of stuff. So if you just take that, you know, 30 seconds to clear out the sink when you're done. And then I always like to wipe around the sink with a cloth. I don't even always use cleaner if I'm cleaning on, you know, if I've like cooked raw chicken, I'm gonna, you know, disinfect that area. But throughout the week, I wipe it so much that a lot of times it is just warm water and a cloth or a soapy rag, just with a little bit of dish soap on it. So I don't feel like I have to use like a ton of chemicals all the time. Now on the weekend, if I'm doing a more deep clean, then you'll see me get out some, you know, all-purpose spray and do that. But in general, just a clean rag and warm water, to me, does the trick. So just wiping down this area, and you'll see I do have some clutter. Like I've got some napkins stacked over there and a box of cookies, things that shouldn't be out, but I'm not going to I almost took care of it, and I said, you know what, this is not what it's about. It's not about decluttering this area, it's about getting it cleaned up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on for this video. Alright, and then the other side, I had wiped it the night before, but you know, people come in and fix themselves something to eat, or I don't know, just dust gets on things. So I'm just wiping down this area. It's not too bad. There were 2 cloths sitting there that need to be washed, and then I just found another dish. So I think a little butter knife that I missed. So I was gonna say I didn't start the dishwasher at that point yet because I figured I would find some more stuff, but it was just about full. So at the end of this, I do start it. I don't think I showed that on video, but I did go ahead and get it started. I don't like to run it at night if it's not full. I know some people run theirs anyway, but I don't know. I just like to feel like it's full and I'm not being wasteful with the detergent or the water. And sorry, I picked the cat up and she slipped out of my hand, so I didn't mean to throw her over there, but she was fine. She likes to play while I'm sweeping or cleaning anything. She has to be right there watching me. Alright, and then so another change since the last time I made a video, and you'll see this change here in a minute, but we had a dog before. His name was Casper, and he was a little Chihuahua. Well, he passed away a few weeks ago, and we now have of like the opposite type dog. So Casper was very small, and we now have a 122-pound Great Dane. I think she must be a mix because she's shorter than a Great Dane, but she is a big girl. And I haven't figured out her food yet. So you'll see there's some wet food on top of dry food, and she's just been really picky. So, and then she went over, the cats don't make that big a mess, but she went over and got into the cat food. So that's why the cat food was a mess. So, I mean, every day I've been having to do this, kind of clean up of dog and cat food because she makes a mess while she's eating. We've only had her for 2 weeks, so I do plan to get her a dog bowl that like stands up higher because this is really low for her to have to bend down. But the cat one's bowls are too small. It wouldn't be enough food for her. But really, we're just trying to get used to her. She's really good. She's been great. I see her over there in the hallway now. She's pretty big, so pretty big head, but she doesn't love the vacuum. She's not super scared. You see she's standing there, but she doesn't want it like coming at her. But she's been really good. We're just still trying to figure out what kind of food she likes. She's actually 8 years old, so I don't know how many years we'll have with her. But she was at the shelter, and basically was free because they knew they'd have to euthanize her if someone didn't get her, and it's just hard to find people that want an older dog. So my husband, though, is he loves animals, and actually I prefer them a little older because they're already trained and they're calm, so she doesn't try to jump on the furniture. She's really just hangs out, and she's a little skittish when it comes to like storms and things, so they sent us with some pills for her. We've had to give those to her a couple times because it being summer, it does thunderstorm in the evening pretty often. But there she is. You see her back there. She is a sweetie. So she's been really good so far. But I am just giving a quick vacuum. You saw at the beginning, I think there was like a piece of a tortilla on the floor. But actually, my son's girlfriend walked by. You didn't see her because it wasn't on camera, but she saw it and she picked it up. So she actually had picked that up a few minutes before I started vacuuming, so I didn't have to grab it. I would not have vacuumed it, and I don't know how a piece of tortilla got over there, but it was there. So I just want to give the carpet in here. This is like the most high traffic area in our house probably, so give the carpet a quick vacuum and then vacuum the floors kind of around this living room area. You can't see it from the video, but like I do see the dog hair on the floor, and so I try to just keep up with that so it doesn't become a lot. But her not getting on the furniture helps a lot, but it does mean all that hair just stays on the floor. She sleeps in our room, so our floor also just gets, a lot of fur on it and things, but we'll take care of that. So at this time though, I'm just doing like a quick clean. So, but I do like to get under the edges of the carpet because I just feel like things get right up next to the carpet and they're hard to get out unless you kind of get up under there. So I do like to take the vacuum and go, and there I go dropping it and laughing at myself. But just go, kind of slightly under the carpet a little bit. I don't go very far under there, but just to get any crumbs and pieces that might fall and be right there on the edge and you can't get to. So I'm just getting this little piece. I'm not going all the way to the end of the room over there because I really just am focused on this kitchen living room area that are probably the most used spots in the house. And then you'll see me kind of fix our cushions. That's my least favorite part of this couch is that the cushions do move pretty easily. So daily, a couple times a day, usually I'm like lifting them up and pushing them back in. And I actually just take my pillow you know, if I see any dust or anything, knock it off. And I use my hands like that a lot. So sometimes I'll get the vacuum and I vacuum the whole couch, but just taking your hand and like wiping it off throughout the week, just here and there, is also really helpful. I probably should have done that before I vacuumed, but it really wasn't anything you could see. It was just, you know, a little bit of cat hair, maybe a little bit of dust or tiny, tiny pieces of dirt. But just taking your hand and wiping that off keeps it clean. All right, so I was just putting that bag, hanging it up next to the door, getting this table put back in place and kind of straightening up that area. I have a few little magazines and books that I leave sitting out, and then stacking up the coasters so that if people come sit down, they'll have those. Now I'm going to get the vacuum put up. But you guys tell me, I probably vacuum twice a week in this room, and then in the other areas of the house just probably once a week. But do you guys do vacuuming more often than that? This isn't a huge pile rug. It's not super thin. It's not the thinnest I have, but it's also not super thick. So I feel like the dirt and dust just kind of sits on top. So it's pretty easy to get it off. But this is a newer vacuum for me. I didn't have this in my last video. So this is a Shark. I got it from Walmart and I like it. I can tell it has a lot more suction just from the first time I used it, how much it got up, even though I had been using my other vacuum. All right, so I'm done with that. I do wash this water bottle too, but I don't show it on camera. But now here we are clean, except a cat sitting on the table. Like I said, I've got new dishes sitting there drying, but at least the ones that were there before got put away. Dog food cleaned up, sink cleaned out. I leave that mug in there so that they can warm up bottles. But yeah, just 15 minutes and it looks a lot better. And now when I get ready to get started with dinner, I won't have a mess in the way. Thank you for watching. See you guys later.